How devastating was it as a young woman to learn that the Supreme Court decided that there's no longer a constitutional right to abortion in the United States?
I remember we were visiting my grandparents. My grandmother, she's been a women's rights activist her whole life and was kind of part of that movement to make abortion legal and available. I just remember seeing the headline and just crying. And my grandmother and my mother and I were just sitting in my grandmother's kitchen crying. It feels like a big step back, and it just felt like really hard because we're in the 21st century and women don't even have the right to choose make their decisions about their bodies. And that just made me feel like really angry. It doesn't feel fair to me that a small number of people can just make a decision that impacts the lives of so many women. And those people don't even really understand the impacts that can have on a woman's life. And it felt like really, really hard for me.
The Democratic legislature in Maine fought back and refused to advance more than several bills by the Republicans in the state of Maine to try to limit reproductive rights for women. And Governor Mills has said that she will veto any legislation that comes before her desk that affects or otherwise impairs women's reproductive rights. Does that make you feel better to be in that kind of environment right now?
Definitely, yeah. Even though those protections have been taken away at the national level, I do feel a lot better being in a state where, at least right now, those protections are being upheld. But that's also another reason why it's just really important that we keep Democrats in power in this state, because we need to be able to have those protections upheld.